How do you follow up the best season of your career where you won the sixth Man of the Year award? In the case of Naz Reid, you have an even better one. So far this year, Reid has been more efficient offensively and has provided a big boost to the Timberwolves when on the floor. I'm going to take a deeper dive into Reid's offensive skill set to show some areas where he's improved and why he's a vital piece to a Timberwolves team looking to make another playoff run. While Reid had been a core part of the Timberwolves rotation for a few years, last season he made a massive leap as a shooter. After shooting 34% on just under 3 attempts from deep over his first 4 NBA seasons, Reid shot 41% from 3 on 5 attempts per game last year. That has continued this season, as the 25-year-old is once again shooting over 40% from 3. Though Naz is far from just a spot-up shooter. Listed at 6'9 and built like a defensive end, Reid is shooting a ridiculous 43% on threes off the dribble this year, and is also able to put the ball on the floor like a smaller player and get downhill. One way the Timberwolves highlight him in this regard is by having him come off screens. After ranking in the 39th percentile on a per possession basis last season coming off screens, he's jumped up to the 82nd percentile this year, and it has allowed him to showcase his variety of skills. Naz starts with the ball here on the right wing against George Niang before handing it off to Rob Dillingham and setting a screen on Darius Garland. Though after, you can see Reid start to pop out towards the left wing on a flare screen, as Gobert sets a screen on Niang. As Naz gets the ball, he could shoot it right away here, but now with Jared Allen switched on him, tries to go off the dribble. Reid gets downhill to the left elbow, but then quickly creates space with a step back into the left corner where he knocks down the tough 3. Here Reid brings the ball up and hands it off to Mike Conley Jr. before heading down to the left block. Then watch Julius Randle around the free throw line work his way towards Anthony Edwards. As Randle approaches, Edwards cuts towards the middle of the paint, and you can now see Reid on the left wing running towards the ball. This forced a switch, and now Reid gets the ball going downhill against Lou Dort. Not many bigs could punish Dort on this sort of drive, but Reid gets to the rim and makes the contested layup. Not surprisingly, Naz can also use this to his advantage off spot-ups or out of pick and pop, where he can get downhill and make opponents pay off the dribble. Mike Conley starts to this possession out of pick and roll before he passes it to Dante DiVincenzo, who swings it to Reid in the left corner. While this looks like a typical catch, Naz already has a plan in mind. After decisively attacking, he starts posting up Dalton Connect, and then turns to his left to create some space and finish off the glass with his offhand. Here Rob Dillingham gets downhill and Reid is a screener and pick and roll at the top of the key. Though after popping, there's a switch defensively, and Naz now is guarded by Toumani Camara, who's one of the most versatile defenders in the league. However, this allows the 25-year-old to show his blend of finesse and strength. He gets downhill and utilizes his shoulder around the right elbow to create some space, and gets into a Euro step, which allows him to get deeper in the paint and finish with the layup. Reid hasn't been used on post-ups as frequently this season, but has been drastically more efficient when doing so. After ranking in the 12th percentile on a per-possession basis last season, he's jumped up to the 65th percentile so far this year. Though what intrigues me here is that these post-ups can also lead to advantages for teammates, as he ranks in the 87th percentile out of the action, including passes. Here Naz backs down Jalen Johnson, but as he gets towards the paint, Clint Capella is working towards the ball, which helps lead to a potential advantage. With Capella now helping on the ball, Rudy Gobert in the dunker spot now has to be accounted for by Trae Young, which leaves Mike Conley open in the right corner. Reid buys enough time to draw on the defenders before kicking it out to Conley, which leads to 3 points. The 25-year-old is also capable of finding cutters out of the post, but shows some intriguing passing flashes from the perimeter as well. Now here's where things get interesting. The Timberwolves excelled last year when they had Karl Anthony Towns and his floor spacing ability of sharing the floor alongside Rudy Gobert at center. With Towns traded this offseason, he was replaced in the starting lineup by Julius Randle, who they acquired in the trade for Towns. Randle isn't the same level of shooter, and when he is on the floor, the offense can get a bit stagnant as the team is still seeing how the pieces fit together. However, when Reid's on the floor, things have been a bit different. The Timberwolves have had 12 five-man lineups that have played at least 60 or more minutes together this season. Do you recognize a common theme here? Naz Reid's in the 4 lineups with the highest net rating, and his ability to play off the ball and space the floor has been a benefit for the Timberwolves offensively. So, how do minutes get distributed among Randle and Reid the rest of the season? Naz has had big games as a starter in Randle's recent absence, and while I'd guess he returns to the bench, that doesn't mean he'll see fewer minutes. The Wolves have shown they're willing to play Reid over Randle in crunch time, and could also go on a matchup by matchup basis. However, having a sixth Man of the Year winner who you know can give you instant offense in a variety of ways on any given night is also very valuable. Reid can opt out of his contract this upcoming offseason and figures to be in the Timberwolves' long term plans to eventually start at power forward. That's understandable given his unique offensive skill set, and considering how Reid has built off of last year, the best could still be yet to come. If you made it this far, thank you. And if you enjoyed the video, don't hesitate to like and subscribe to stay up to date on my basketball analysis throughout the 2024 25 season.